Continue our working day, and now I give the floor to Presidential Administration spokesman on ATO-related issues, Colonel Andriy Lysenko. Good afternoon, dear colleagues. Now, the information about the events in the ATO area during last 24 hours. In Lugansk area, it was rather calm. The enemy in the evening violated ceasefire twice in Rekhovo. This is the region of Bakhmutska highway. In the course of second shelling, Ukrainian servicemen were forced to return fire. Heavy weapons was not used at that. Also, the decrease in the activity of the enemy is connected to the losses of the enemy because of its attempt to storm the positions of our servicemen in Popasnensky region. In the morning, the militants attacked the positions, but they were repelled by Ukrainian servicemen. And the militants sustained heavy losses. These are two were killed and 8 were wounded. And near the dead bodies of the militants, the Ukrainian servicemen found weapons of Russian make and also mines and ammunition. You see on the screen the photo of insignia of so-called 1st Cossack Regiment named after Platov, and it was reformatted in the 6th Regiment. Its leader, Pavlov Dremov, was liquidated by his enemies. Also, in this photo, you may see the elements of the uniform of Russian uniform and also machine guns, grenades, cartridges, the weapons, and anti-personnel mine. Russia supplied different types of weapons to their proxies in Donbass, but despite this, they die in vain. In Donetsk area, the main military actions were at the part of the front line, Novoselyevka Druga, Avdiivka, Opytne, Nevelsky. The enemy was active after 8 a.m. and continued aggressive actions till midnight. And after 9 p.m., the enemy used heavy weapons. These are the mortars of 82 and 120 millimeter of caliber. And in the majority of cases, Ukrainian servicemen returned fire. Usually, each shelling lasted for about 15 minutes. The longest was delivered for about 1.5 hours. Also, there were sporadic provocations of the militants at Svetlodarska Bulge and also near Gorlovka. On the whole, in the Donetsk area, during last 24 hours, there were 21 enemy shelling, including 9 with the use of heavy weapons. In Mariupol area, during the last 24 hours, the enemy delivered heavy shelling of Ukrainian positions along the line of confrontation.
Especially tense were first 6 hours of the day when the enemy started firing at 2 sections of the front line, Novogrigorivka, Starognativka and Talakivka Vodene. Besides the mortars, the enemy once used the artillery Gvozdika system. They shelled 30 shells at the ATO forces. In the evening, the main military action started in the south, in the section Talakivka-Shirokino, where the enemy was shelling from mortars and the heavy weaponry. Late at night, after 2300, these renewed military actions near the Kuchaevska. During the day, there were several enemy shellings in Mariinsky district. The total in the last 24 hours in Mariupolsky direction, the enemy 35 times violated the ceasefire, 15 times using heavy weaponry. According to the Ukrainian military reconnaissance, the militants continue air reconnaissance of Ukrainian positions with the assistance of the drones. Yesterday, 2 drones of the enemy Arlan-10 adjusted the mortar fire near Novoselyevka, Druga and Avdiivka. Near Vodene, the quadricopter of the militants was registered. Also, the drones were involved into collecting the intelligence near Popasna and Kamenka. During the last 24 hours, 3 Ukrainian servicemen were killed, 3 more were wounded. We express our condolences with the families and relatives of the killed servicemen. The losses of the enemy: 4 were killed and 7 wounded. These were the losses of the so-called 6th, 9th and 11th Regiment of Russian occupational forces. The reinforcement came to militants from Russia. Yesterday from Sverdlovsk 4 trucks arrived and they carried 110 militants and 3 guns. Ukrainian deminers continue to demine the territory at Mariupolsky direction. During the day, about 50 mines are demined. The total statistics is even larger. During the last week, the Ukrainian servicemen demined about 1,000 of explosives. The deminers followed the necessary rules of security and safety. This is all the information. If you have any questions, you're welcome. Any questions? There is a question. Miroshnichenko, Channel 5, talking about Mariupolsky direction. Yesterday, the residents wrote from Mariupol that Grad was used as well. Grad system was used. Do you confirm that information, that these 3 guys killed? Till 12 o'clock, the Grad systems were not used. If there were cases, that was probably, we will know about that from the information for tomorrow. 2 persons were killed in Avdiivka, 1 in Novilske. The one was wounded in Avdiivka, 1 in Staroganativka, and 1 in Nevilske. Any other questions? Once not, then thank you. The next briefing is at 1 o'clock.